Rob Bro. He's your sports bro at KKAM.com and the Talk 1340 app.
You guys are not doing any pass blocking. You're just stepping aside and letting them walk in.
Pop, 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 pop. That's what I want. All of you around that ball. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all play like some little girls. Y'all like y'all never played football before. These guys are nothing. You hear me? They breathe just like we do. Yes, sir. They sweat just like we do. Do you hear me? They went through 2 days. We went through 2 days in 110-degree heat. Yes, sir. I want you to hit everything to move. If the ref gets in your way, you hit him. Okay, then, let's play. But they're cheating us too. They're against us too. This is our team. This is us. Let's go right now. Let's get it off now. Let's go.
Welcome in to the Rob Bro Show. I am Rob Bro. I am the host. You are the co-host. You can text in 806-855-3712.
And just enjoy the ride.
It's Power Ranking Thursday. Send in your Power Rankings. One already in the top 5 Batmans. We'll go through that very soon. For a guy who's not like all in on the comic book movies, I do have some strong opinions on the Batmans. So we will get those. Connor, do you have strong opinions on Batman actors? No? Kind of? Maybe? Oh, man. I know there's a lot of other things to also talk about. We'll also power rank the Big 12 in its standings, maybe even some NCAA tournament power rankings in some respect. We'll try to figure out. You know what? Let's do this today. Power rank the Big 12 schools that you would bet on as contenders in the NCAA tournament. Give me your top 5 in order Big 12 schools that you think can do well in the NCAA tournament. Because that's not necessarily just the standings in the Big 12. I think it's a little different. And maybe there's a school like Iowa State last year near the bottom that you think, like Oklahoma State. Could Oklahoma State defensively provide enough to where they could really make a run in the NCAA tournament, getting out of the Big 12 and kind of doing what Texas Tech did in their successful runs to the Elite Eight, where you just defensively dominate and then do enough offensively? I might put Oklahoma State in my top 5 of teams I think can go a long way in the NCAA tournament out of the Big 12. Since it's on the brain now, let's just do it. Kansas, number 1 for me. Best chance if I had to put a tournament national championship winner down from the Big 12, it would be Kansas. Baylor would be number 2 for me. I think Baylor has an opportunity to get hot like some other teams can't. Now, defensively, they are not good. Not great. They're fine defensively. But offensively, I think in a tournament setting, they could get hot, and it just takes hot being for a weekend, and all of a sudden you're in the Sweet 16. So Kansas, Baylor, and then I still think Texas has the juice. I would put Kansas State at 4 and Oklahoma State at 5. And I understand that leaves out Iowa State, but I just do not think that they are finishing the way they finished last year. And I do not think, in some ways, they're as talented as they were last year. In some ways, it feels like a more talented team. And again, maybe it's just the nature of the Big 12, but it doesn't feel like they have the same feel as last year. So Big 12 tournament contenders, for me, national championship odds, top to bottom, Kansas, Baylor, Texas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. And I might even slot Oklahoma State in front of Kansas State just because of the defense. And there's a lot of good defenses in the Big 12, but I think Oklahoma State really is fairly underrated in what they've done and how they've done it. By the way, there's a note that comes out every year on the NCAA tournament, and it's talked about quite a bit every year, and it's the Ken Pom ranking. Only 6 teams currently fit the profile of Ken Pom national champions since 2002. Every single national champion since 2002 has had a top 40 offense and a top 22 defense. Right now, there are 6 teams that have top 20 offenses and top 40 offenses and top 22 defenses. Houston, Alabama, Kansas, Creighton, UCLA, and UConn. Currently, Houston plus 650 for the national championship. Alabama plus 850. Kansas plus 1,100. UCLA right there plus 1,200. Creighton a plus 2,500 bet. And UConn a plus 3,000 bet. But if you're going to pick a national champion right now, if you're filling out bracketologies and trying to get early bracket championship stuff rolling, can Kansas repeat? Is Houston good enough out of the AAC? And does Alabama's star player keep out of prison? Or at least keep from being suspended through the NCAA tournament? Yes, it's day 3. By the way, Miller scoring 40 last night with 1 assist, and that was an assist in the game, not the assist he provided when he passed the gun that murdered the woman. But that shot also connected. Back to the text line. Top 5 Batmans. Top 5 Batmans. Number 5, Adam West. Number 4, Christian Bale. Number 3, Kevin Conroy. This has got to be a voice actor from the cartoons. I would assume it's from that 1990s cartoon. But I would have to see. That is a solid portrayal of Batman, if that is who Kevin Conroy is. I did not recognize that name. Number 2, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer not in my top 5. Number 1 is right, though. Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is the best Batman of all time.
Kevin Conroy does appear to be the animated Batman.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That was a logical guess because I would say there's only a few more movie Batmans that didn't make the list. George Clooney, if we're power ranking the worst Batmans, George Clooney would be the worst Batman. And then I would put Robert Pattinson in my top 5 of Batmans. I don't know that he was a great Bruce Wayne, though the emo detective Bruce Wayne fit the character. But I thought his Batman portrayal was really good.
I believe Kevin Conroy also just passed away recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, rest in peace to Kevin Conroy. A legend. If that's who it is, yeah. We're also getting a text, best Jokers. Best Jokers. Mark Hamill from the cartoon series. Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. I would agree with those 3. And I would not put, what's his name? Jared Leto. I would not put Jared Leto in any top 5 for Jokers. One more Batman that we've not announced or said in this power rankings that I really do like. Ben Affleck too. He's in there. But what is the What is the actor's name that does Lego Batman? This is going to kill
Zach
me.
Galifianakis.
No, he does the Joker, right?
Oh, you're right.
But who's the Batman? It's the guy. It's
give
the
me a
guy from Hot Rod. He's also on Arrested Development. What is that guy's name? I want to think of it.
Oh, is it Will Arnett?
Will Arnett, yes.
I forgot it was him.
Lego Batman, yeah, Will Arnett. He's a great Batman. I mean, Lego Batman is what it is. Have you seen the standalone Lego Batman? I've not seen it yet. I just remember Batman
I've
for
seen
the Lego movie.
clips from it.
Yeah. I need to check that out. I think it's on the HBO Max now. Another top 5 Batman, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson, Val Kilmer. I don't remember Val Kilmer being a great Batman, but I have seen all those Batman movies. Maybe I need to go back and watch the Val Kilmer one. If we've now have 2 Batman power rankings, which I did not predict we would have today, and both include Val Kilmer, I would not have put him on mine. I do like Robert Pattinson, though, as the Batman. That was a solid movie. Batman texter texting back in, I think Diedrich Bader is a better Batman than George Clooney was. I need to know when Diedrich Bader was Batman ever, because that sounds incredible. I did not know he ever portrayed Batman. Maybe that's another voiceover work from Diedrich Bader. I also couldn't name another thing that Diedrich Bader is in, but I recognize the name and can see his face. Back to the NCAA tournament. I think it's an easy bet right now to say that Kansas will go the furthest from the Big 12 in the NCAA tournament. Kansas, I think, is going to win the Big 12 and will probably win it outright. It's going to be hard for them to finish, on an 8-game winning streak to finish the Big 12, but Kansas and Texas play each other to end the season. So they're either going to be tied or Texas will be a game back, in my opinion. They are tied right now. And if that's the case, then either that game will be for Texas to tie, or the winner of that game will win the Big 12. I don't see a scenario where there is an opportunity for Texas to win outright, or have the opportunity to win outright with, or even tie with a loss to Kansas. I mean, the schedule's remaining. Texas has a really tough schedule. They still have to play Baylor and Kansas. Kansas gets to play West Virginia and Texas Tech. Gets to probably a stretch there, but they're also both at home. Their only road game is in Austin. It's going to be a tough opportunity. Yes, another texter saying Will Arnett. Will Arnett, underrated actor. Have you seen the Murderville or whatever it is on Netflix? Those episodes are either really good or really bad. Some of them are really bad, but it's the only characters who know what's going on are the actors that are on the show, and then they have a guest every week, and the guest doesn't get the script. So the guest improvs, and then there's a cast that knows the direction of the show. So they try to stick to the script.
Comedy show?
It's a comedy show. Marshawn Lynch.
Somebody may have told me about this.
Marshawn Lynch was in it. I think in the new season, Jason Bateman was in an episode. He's great. There's some pretty high-level actors in it. And again, some of them are really good. Some of them are just like, okay, this is the dumbest thing I've ever watched. But I do like Will Arnett. He's solid. Diedrich Bader was Batman maybe in Harley Quinn, season 4.
He appears to be an animated Batman in several productions, actually.
Apparently it's hilarious. DJ Bader is hilarious. It's very dry.
He's listed in both Batman shows as well as various other shows where Batman had a feature animated in some capacity. So he apparently he's done a lot.
Interesting. What are some of the? Do you have his IMDb pulled up? Will you give me some of the movies he's been in or TV shows so I can place where I know him from? Because I know who he is, I just can't think of what he's in. If you could just give me like his top 5 or something.
Yeah, the IMDb lists him mainly known for Office Space, Napoleon Dynamite,
Okay.
and Silent Bob Strike Back.
He's the karate director, the sensei in the Napoleon Dynamite.
Rex.
Yeah, Rex.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Office Space, yes. Office Space, a great one. Yeah, Lawrence. This texter, hey Rob, I've been following the NCAA men's basketball tournament for years and still don't exactly understand what it means by first 4 in and last 4 out. I know those are bubble teams, but can you please explain? Yes, we will explain on the other side of this break. That's a tease in the business. We've also got some more power rankings rolling in. The people love to power rank. Got like 3 texts yesterday. 17 already today. So we are rolling here on Power Ranking Thursday. We'll do it when we come back. We'll also explain first 4 in and first 4 out. It's the Rob Bro Show, Talk 103.9 News, Money Sports. Welcome back. Didn't get this kind of music in the 80s. Back to the teas in question. I generally will forget the teas and then just move on, but today I remembered. Texter asking, what is the first 4 in, last 4 out? What does it mean? I'm going to answer this in a long roundabout way, but in America, there are a lot of manufactured holidays, namely, let's say Valentine's Day, that are just made to sell heart-shaped chocolates and cards and cheesecakes in the shapes of hearts, all that kind of stuff, teddy bears. It is just a manufactured holiday to incite capitalism, or whatever you want to call it. The first 4 in and last 4 out is a manufactured talking point to incite discussion for bracketologists. If Joe Lunardi did not exist, if Bracketville.wordpress.com, if Jerry Palm, if all these guys weren't doing bracketology year round, there wouldn't be, that phraseology that's so prevalent around the NCAA tournament. All it means is the last 4 in are the last 4 teams that got at-large bids, and they're generally in those play-in games in Dayton. So like the 11 seed or the 8 seed or whatever it is that have to play the play-in games. Those are the last 4 in. And then the first 4 out are the 4 at-large teams that just missed. So there are actually 68 teams that make the NCAA tournament with the play-in games. And teams 69 through 72 are the first 4 out. And those teams are generally the first 4 seeds in the NIT. So it's just bubble talk. It's manufactured. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just how you can stretch talking about the NCAA tournament bracket from maybe the week before March to the week after the tournament for 360 days. Because that's what Joe Lunardi does. And he's got bubble talk year round. And if he didn't exist, I'm sure that phrase wouldn't be as prevalent because he really leans into it. Back to the text line. Will Arnett is Lego Batman. Yes, thank you. Everyone knew that but me. Power ranking the top 5 things to dip fries in that isn't ketchup. Oh, I like this one. Number 5, spicy ranch. Couple of ways to go here. I like the cayenne ranch at a couple of places. Chipotle ranch is also good. Sriracha kind of ranch. All of the spicy ranches I'm down with. Number 4, A1 sauce with extra black pepper. Number 3, spicy mustard. Number 2, the leftover cheese from a Wiener Schnitzel chili cheese dog. That seems like a pro move. And then number 1 of the top 5 things to dip fries in, not named ketchup. Drum roll, please. Heinz 57. Every time I read this texter's power rankings, I feel like I'm David Letterman. I feel like I need some blue cards in front of me. This texter, why would any sane person want $20 million versus $60 million SEC money? You have more eyes on players, scouts at every game, more players in the NFL, and you controlled college football. Who cares if you don't win? Your games are more fun, tailgating kicks ass, and it just means more. Greg Sankey listening in today. Thank you for that propaganda, because there's no good tailgating in the Big 12. There are no fun games in the Big 12. There are no scouts at Big 12 games. Every Big 12 game isn't on TV nationally. There's no NFL players from the Big 12. A Big 12 player didn't just win MVP. I mean, you're also not getting 20 versus 60. And if that's from the question at the end of the Raiderland, where it was, would you rather have $20 million more and play in the Pac-12, not the SEC? But again, call me crazy. I would rather be in a league I could be in the top 4 of every single year and run. And for the final time, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You people don't get commission on this money. You don't get money from the TV deal. Why do you care? Texas Tech is not poor. They're not going to go bankrupt if they're not in the SEC. They're not going to wither out and cut programs because they don't get to play Alabama every year. I'm fine with being in the Big 12. I think you can win more games in the future Big 12. I never think the Big 12 is going to be left behind from the SEC and the Big 10. But if all you people out there, you texters, just want to make more money, go root for Ohio State. Go be a Michigan man. Go get on the train on a bandwagon Wednesday with Georgia. Or better yet, go be a Vanderbilt fan and just claim the money. If that's all you want, go do it. You're not bound by blood to only root for Texas Tech and then complain because Texas Tech doesn't make as much money as the SEC teams. Just go do what you want to do. We're not holding you hostage. And if you can't have fun at a Texas Tech tailgate, I don't know what to tell you. It's you. That's a you problem. If you need to be on the Grove where there's a billion trash cans so the grass stays green, fine. Go be an Ole Miss fan. You'll make more money. Because apparently you people are cashing checks from your favorite college football. I've never cashed a check from Texas Tech. I would love to. And if this platform was used to get Texas Tech into the SEC, and I got a commission from that, you bet I would be all on the SEC bandwagon. But that's just, I don't get that. I don't receive. I do receive money from Kirby Hocutt in an unmarked envelope, but that's for, just being a sunshine pumper, which I've been accused of as well. I really don't get that though. And I guess I'm insane. And by the way, it's not 20 versus 60. That's a wrong number. And again, that's TV money versus total money. All right, more Batman texts coming up. The lead of the next text is Batman is for chumps. Can't wait for that one. So we will read that text when we come back. More Power Rankings. It's Power Ranking Thursday. I'm going to Power Rank SEC fan. I almost said, I'm trying to think of a word. I'm going to rank that guy as the bottom texter today. Sorry, texter. All right. There's also a great joke coming up. That's the best text so far. It's the Rob Breaux Show, Talk 103.9 News Money Sports.
Talk 1340 News Money Sports.
Welcome back. It's the Rob Breaux Show, Talk 103.9 News, Money, Sports. Back to the text line. We got to clear these in this segment. We'll try to do it. They are stacked. Batman is for chumps. Power rank Spider-Man. Number 1, Tobey Maguire. Number 2, Jake Johnson from the Spider-Verse. Big fan of Jake Johnson. And then number 3, doesn't even know his name, the current Spider-Man actor. It's Tom Holland. Tom Holland is the name you're looking for. That current guy. No love for Andrew Garfield. You know what? The Amazing Adventures of Superman, or whatever that cartoon was pretty good too. Couldn't tell you that guy's name though. Top 3 basketball coaches that coached big shooter programs. Baylor's Dave Bliss, New Mexico State's Greg Heyer, and Alabama's Nate Oates. Just letting that one settle in. Everyone but West Virginia and Oklahoma make the NCAA tournament. Kansas number 1, Texas number 2, the rest interchangeable on who could go far. I don't know. Texas is interesting to me. Obviously, Rodney Terry, the head coach now after the Beard drama. And there's still talent there. But Chris Beard was a really good tournament coach. Short rest. Finding things in the tape. Now, he hired good coaches to do that. Good staffs. And that staff is still intact. They are prepared physically because of Riley, the strength and conditioning coordinator. But do I trust them in the NCAA tournament? I don't know. They have not had a lot of success historically in the NCAA tournament. Now, Texas Tech didn't either before they went to 2 straight Elite Eights and a Final Four and a Sweet 16 last year. I mean, that's not something that Texas Tech did a lot before those 3 times. Sweet 16 maybe, but first ever Elite Eight, you got to do it sometime. Now, Texas has been to a Final Four before, but one of them. It's been a long time. This texter, bro, how are you? I am fine. I used to tell everyone I knew how good of return music that you played. You just lost a listener after playing fastball. Technically, that was 2 break music and not a bumper to return, so you're still good there. And I'm not going to apologize for saying that The Way by Fastball is an absolute banger. I mean, without ever knowing The Way, they left. They packed up, man. They drank all the wine. They started walking. And they got there. They didn't know the way, but they got there. That's life, man. It's The Way. SEC texter, you saw what Georgia did to the Big 12 runner-up. Okay. Go be a Georgia fan. Like, seriously. And what does that even mean? Okay. I'm being nice. I'm being nice, okay? Georgia is not good because they have more money. I don't know how else to say that. Georgia doesn't recruit better than everyone else because they have more money than everyone else because of the TV deal. Alabama's not better than everyone else right now for the last decade because they get good TV money from the SEC. That is stupid. Cincinnati made a college football playoff, and they made like $12 million from the AAC. Well, they lost big to Alabama. Okay, but Alabama didn't beat them because of the TV money. Like, if that's what you think, I really don't. You don't understand college athletics. You don't. And, I'm sorry you have to live in that world, but it's just untrue. Georgia and Alabama are the two best programs in the world because they have elite history. They're blue bloods. If any blue bloods still exist, there are two of them. They recruit in the top 5 of the country every single year. Everyone wants to play there. They have the pedigree, yes, to go to the NFL, but you don't have to go to Alabama to get to the NFL. Did you know the NFL, you can draft from anywhere? You don't have to draft Alabama players. Top 5 projected 2023 football wins. Number 5, Oregon. Number 4, UCF. Number 3, Kansas State, in quotes, finally. Number 2, TCU with a cactus emoji. And number 1 win for Texas Tech in 2023. The University of Texas on Black Friday to seal a Big 12 championship appearance. Those would be 5 massive wins. New football renderings are fire. Texas Tech is on the up and up. Some really, really cool features in there. The lockers look awesome. The locker room looks awesome. This is the renderings for the football facility. A little bit of the south end zone as well. In the football facility, there's also a 20-yard patch of turf with a football field length crossways TV screen, Jumbotron, inside, which I would assume will reflect film so you can watch film during walkthrough. That's got to be good. Has to be. This texter's top 90s artists, Nelly, Smash Mouth, and Boyz II Men. I'd have to look up Nelly's discography. Was he big in the 90s? I thought Nelly was a 2000s guy. Maybe not. When did Country Grammar drop? Really growing to appreciate the guy who texts in every day with, "Dear Rob, how are you? I am fine." I appreciate him too. Disagree with him on the music today, but wow, that is a good bit. It's a great bit. It's a great bit, and that texter is extremely loyal to bits, and I respect that 100%. As a bit guy, I do love bits. Also disagree with him on the music, and that's okay. Not everybody has to like The Way by Fastball as one of the greatest songs of a generation. This texter, what is Georgia or Alabama's athletic budget compared to TCU or Texas Tech? Again, athletic budget is not TV money. Those schools are just rich. And by the way, Texas has the biggest athletic budget in the world. In the world. Are they better than you over the last decade? Have they been the best team in the Big 12? Have they won a Big 12 championship in the last 10 years? They have more money than God. Are they Georgia? They also recruit at a top 10 level. They also boast riches. They have their own network. At some point, you just got to do it on the field. Now, money helps. Money helps. But athletic budget and TV money are two different things. If you only have money from your TV budget, then yes, it matters to be in the SEC. But is there $87 million sitting in the bank right now for Texas Tech and the South End Zone project because the Big 12's TV deal? Does it say Jones AT&T Stadium, ESPN Field, or does it say Cody Campbell Field? Like, the TV money is there. It certainly helps. But the athletic budget is not the TV money budget. And the Big Ten's $100 million payout, not all of that is TV money. And it doesn't happen for another 3 or 4 years. But again, Georgia and Alabama's athletic budget, Texas's athletic budget, is not the same as the TV money. Equating TV money to athletic budget is wrong, and that's not how college athletics works. I think I'm going to have an aneurysm. We'll be back after this. More texts, more power rankings. It's the Rob Breaux Show, Talk 103.9 News, Money Sports.
KKAM.
By the way, we didn't get this kind of music in the 80s either. The 80s did not have a hootie. And the hootie makes the 90s. Back to the text line, 806-855-3712. Top 5.
I'm guessing that was your choice, by the way, on Hyatt's show, was the 90s?
Yes, it was, yeah.
I heard the question, but I never heard your answer.
Yeah, 90s version. I don't think I ever gave it on the show. I'll do it right now. The 90s, by far, better genre. The 90s is the best decade of music in music history. The 90s, the eclectic nature of the music. It's the best decade of rap. It's the best decade of country music. It's the best decade of alternative music. It had some fringe stuff like grunge. Everything was at its peak in the 90s. And age probably has something to do with that. It's what I grew up with. And then I had to go into the 2000s with the pop renaissance. Not saying I didn't like NSYNC, who was on the tail end of the 90s, early 2000s, but they weren't maybe the forefront of what I was listening to or enjoyed. You could probably get in a top 100 country songs of all time. I would say like 72 of them probably in the 90s. Top 5 cookies. Number 5, sugar cookie. Number 4, a soft chocolate chip cookie. Now, is this like the chewy soft or the gooey soft? Those are two different things. It's like a cold soft chocolate chip cookie is fine, but like the gooey soft, I understand. Number 3, an Oreo. The classic Oreo. Number 2, a Mexican cookie. Polvorones. I don't know if I know. Is that the pink one? Is that the pink cookie? And the number 1, a vanilla Oreo. A vanilla Oreo is the best cookie to this guy. I feel like a really underrated cookie, maybe because I don't ever have it, is the white chocolate macadamia nut cookie.
What does a Nilla wafer count as? Does that count as a cookie?
Yeah, that's a cookie.
A cracker? What is that?
Yeah, that's a cookie.
I love vanilla wafers.
Those are classic.
I still say my favorite cookie is probably just those like sugar cookies with that you see seasonally.
Oh,
like
the
those are.
Really soft ones with the thick icing. There's as much icing as cookie.
Favorite. Vanilla wafers might be number 2.
Yeah, those soft cookies are elite. I don't like them in every season, because of the icing. Like I'm not eating 4th of July cookies because they're red and blue, and then your mouth is red and blue. But Easter, love them in Easter. Love them in if you get the white and pink Valentine's ones. Solid. Texter, The Way was good, but One Headlight by the Wallflowers is a chef's kiss on 90s music. Yes, great song. SEC guy needs to text in every day so he can keep up with him. Don't want a village idiot to ever go unmonitored and missing. Today's SEC guy was not the SEC guy from a few weeks ago. I've not heard from him in a while. I might have finally pissed him off enough to leave. I don't ever want anyone to leave, though. I do want these texters to keep texting in. Maybe we can educate you on what's really going on. I mean, you can go be an Ole Miss fan and still listen to the Raiderland and the Rob Bro Show. We talk about college football in mass, in general. All right. Today was a show. We power ranked things. We'll do it again tomorrow without the power rankings. I didn't get to the Big 12 power rankings, but Kansas stands alone at my top right now. Tomorrow, the Raiderland, 11 a.m. I've been Rob Bro. I'll be Rob Bro. We'll see you then.
The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this Talk 1340 program are not necessarily the views of Talk 1340, its advertisers, staff, management, or Town Square Media.